Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Dom and today I want to make a very special dish for you guys. It's going to be a seared duck breast, garlic mashed potatoes, and some roasted beets. Does take some work, but with a little bit of effort you can have a really special dinner for you and your family that will taste amazing and will look really nice. Okay, so now that we have our duck already broken down, we're going to go on to the next step, which is making the mashed potatoes and the roasted beets. So for the mashed potatoes, I already went ahead and washed these. I'm just going to throw them in a pot with some heavily salted water and a bay leaf. Always start your mashed potatoes in some cold water and make sure it tastes really good, because the more seasoned the water is, the more seasoned your mashed potatoes are going to be. Okay, we have our mashed potatoes going, and remember to set your oven to 300 degrees for the roasted beets. This is probably one of my favorite ways to prepare beets. It's really simple and tastes really good. If you do have some orange zest, that would be pretty nice too, but just gotta make do with what you have sometimes. I am gonna roast these by color too, by the way. So same ingredients, just split evenly between the two different types. Let's start with the purple ones. I already washed these, by the way. So what you're gonna want to do is place them in a bowl. I have around 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm gonna throw that in there, and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Throw that in there, and around 2 tablespoons of some really good olive oil. Now, a few slices of ginger. And for the garlic, you're just going to want to smash it really quickly. And we're just roasting these so the skin's okay, plus that's a ton of flavor. And you're also going to want to season these too, of course. Good amount of salt and good amount of pepper. Also a little bit of dried thyme or fresh thyme if you have some. We'll save this for the next batch. And really simple, you're just gonna toss everything together. Make sure that the beets are evenly coated. Like I said, if you have some orange zest, that would be really lovely. But you gotta make do with what you have. Really simple. And you're gonna get some foil. Enough to cover it all. Place that just like so. Make sure you get all of this delicious goodness in there. Oh, that's so the liquid doesn't spill everywhere. And you're just gonna wrap them like so. You can do another layer, that way none of the juice falls out. Now, do the same exact thing with the other beets, and you can put these on a, maybe throw in a little tray, because sometimes the juice spills out, but if not, it's okay. Throw them in there, and then we're gonna roast it for around 40 minutes to an hour, or until they're completely soft all the way through. So while our potatoes are going, one of the key tricks that you can use to add a really good flavor to your mashed potatoes, or anything in general, is to make some brown butter. So let's go ahead and do that now, but the one difference we're gonna do is add some garlic to that. So we're gonna get some butter, throw it in a little pot, go on medium heat. Medium heat because you want to brown the milk solids and give it a nice nutty flavor, but you don't want to burn it, so just keep an eye on it. And then for the garlic, we're just gonna smash it like that. Smash and smash the garlic. And really simple, throw it in there, skins and all, because we are gonna strain it, so don't worry about any of that getting into your butter. Okay, so once your butter is fully melted and you see small little bubbles pop up like that, you want to maintain the temperature, because then you're going to start browning the milk solids and start infusing that wonderful garlic flavor into your butter. So like I said, just keep an eye on it, and it should take around 15 to 20 minutes depending on how hot you have it, but the main thing is you don't want it to burn. Okay, so it's been around 25 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and check the potatoes. If they're done, go ahead and drain them, let them cool just a little bit for you could go ahead and peel them, but it is easier when it's hot. They're all around the same size, but check a couple of them. Now that you have the mashed potatoes peeled and cooled, time to go ahead and mix it with the brown butter and milk, season to taste, and you should be good to go. Smash them. If you have a potato ricer, obviously works a little better, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use this little bean smasher that I have, and we're gonna add the brown butter. Delicious. I'm gonna add a little bit of warm milk that I have, and just keep mixing and mixing. I'm gonna go and add some more butter to this. Now I have both fires on because you don't want this to get cold. Throw potatoes with the butter in there. Like I said, with the mashed potatoes, it's all of a feeling kind of thing, you know? So you're just gonna wanna work with it. If you like very creamy or wet mashed potatoes, that's okay. If you don't, then just add a little less milk. But butter is a trick though. Some restaurants that I've worked at use equal amounts of weight of potatoes and butter. So delicious, but try to be a little bit healthy on this channel. So like I said, just keep smashing, adding the potatoes and milk gradually. So you get a nice consistency. So I use almost about a cup and a half of the milk. Still have a little bit left over. You can save it because they might get dry and it's good to have a little bit saved. But the consistency that I'm looking for is just like a little bit of chunk, so it's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. And it's it's really good. Just needs a little bit of salt and a good amount of pepper. So I found some parsley in my fridge, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop it up and add it to the potatoes. Might as well not let it go to waste. Okay, so you have your mashed potatoes ready. The beets are already out of the oven. I went ahead and peeled them and chopped them up just into rough little pieces like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Key note on the beets, just make sure you test them all the way and make sure they're cooked. It took around an hour. It really depends on how big they are, and sometimes it's kind of hard to find even sizes. But yeah, just make sure they're cooked all the way through. Now for the duck breast, I'm gonna trim off a little bit of the extra fat and go ahead and season it. So, just like so, just wanna make it look nice and pretty. Cut off the fat there. Cut off the little extra part there. And do the same thing with the other one. You just wanna make sure they're nice and square. Cool. And then one little trick is I'm gonna score it to open up the fat and help it render. Now the key thing is you don't want to cut through the actual meat. You just want to cut through that top layer of skin. It's going to help open it up and let that skin melt. Just 3 little cuts is fine. Kind of the same way like you would do if you were searing like some salmon skin. Now I have my pan. It is on cold. As always, season evenly on all sides, nice and high. And like I said, cold pan, kind of like how you're cooking bacon. You want to get all that fat out. Soak up some of that salt. And skin side down for all that fat to be rendered. So I'm just going to go ahead and season the flesh side with some pepper. And like I said, start cold pan and then turn your fire up to medium and just let that fat render. So our duck breast has been rendering for around 3 minutes. As you can see, a lot of the fat is coming out and the skin's starting to get almost crispy. I'm going to go ahead and drain some of the excess fat. Of course, you want to save that because that is one of the most delicious things in the world. Really good on fried eggs or roasted potatoes. And then just go ahead and keep rendering out that fat. Basically, we're cooking it around 80% on the skin side. So our duck breast just finished cooking, as you can see. I'm gonna let this rest for around 3 or 4 minutes. So while that's resting, let's throw together the beets and get ready to plate everything. So in this bowl, I have just a little bit of honey, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar, the same thing that we used to cook the beets. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of the red and a little bit of the yellow. Toss them around like a little vinaigrette. Just plate these nicely. And get a nice big spoonful. Just like that. And get my duck breast. And slice like so. A little parsley on the potatoes, a little parsley on that, and to add a little bit of crunch, some toasted pepitas and pistachios.